you trading when you can be gambling on street traffic?
My God, dude. No, this is like... Unless we need a red right here, bro. No one, please. No one. Oh my God! Oh my God! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Value here, and in this video, we're going to be talking about prediction markets. Not to be confused with sports betting platforms, prediction markets. So I could get into the math, mumbo jumbo, all the boring stuff about how the actual prediction markets work with the betting odds and stuff. But all you really need to know is that they work the exact same way as sports betting platforms in terms of payouts. The sites give you different odds, and then you go on the site and bet. I'm gonna now show you some of the incredible and unique betting opportunities that you have on these platforms. Will Jesus Christ return before 2027? I'm not gonna lie, I thought this one was pretty good. Will the highest temperature in London be between 63 and 64 degrees Fahrenheit on November 12th? So as you can see, these websites get very creative when it comes to allowing you to bet on these different things and situations that are happening in the world. For example, Andrew Tate can have a certain amount of tweets in a month, and if you got that tweet amount correctly, you won the amount of money. If you're Andrew Tate, what do? I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you dictate how many tweets are gonna be on the platform, why on God's green earth would you not just manipulate and trade it yourself? This is an article made by yours truly, and it's covering basically what's going on with the prediction markets when it comes to the Trumps. If you don't subscribe to my newsletter already, go ahead and subscribe if you like. So subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't already. Subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't already. So in this article, I go over the basic mumbo jumbo of what the differences between the two prediction markets are that most people use. You have Kalshi and you have Polymarket. Donald Trump Jr. is actually an advisor for Kalshi and Polymarket. When you're an advisor at a company, you are talking to the owners, the founders, you're talking to the team, whoever you're talking to, the board, you are talking to the executive level people, especially when you're someone from the Trump Foundation, right? So there's government representation there, at least through his family. So you're telling me that the president's son, who has information to everything that's going on in the world, thanks to his dad, because his dad's the president, also is affiliated business-wise and helps run the two biggest betting platforms in the world where you can literally bet on anything on the planet. So you're the president's son, you have access to all information for everything that's going on in the world. And then you're also the president's son, you're invested on two of the biggest platforms in the world where you can bet on anything going on in the world at any time. His spokesperson has said he doesn't trade on prediction markets, only advises the market strategies and hasn't interacted with the federal government on their behalf. So you're telling me right now that if you were the president's son, you're not gonna insider trade or bet on the stuff that you're knowing from your dad?
Stop the cap.
I mean, it's not guaranteed 100%, but that's what everybody is saying. So there's been a few big cases that have gone on in the market in general when it comes to insider trading that, I mean, I don't know if it's been proven 100%, but here are some of the examples. Case 1, Venezuela Maduro capture, $400,000 profit. In January 2026, a trader made $400,000 in profit on Polymarket by placing a successful bet on the capture of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro before there was public indication that would happen. The bet was placed before any news broke. The trader somehow knew the U.S. was about to grab Maduro. Case 2. This one is even worse. This was a bet on the Iran strikes, and this one was even worse than the first one. They made $550,000 profit. After Trump announced strikes against Tehran in March 2026 that killed Iranian leader Ali Khamenei, whatever his name is, a user trading under the name Maggie My Man made more than $500,000 on the date military actions against Iran would begin. So they bet on the date that these military actions would begin. On a platform where Donald Trump Jr. is advising, is betting on when the Trump administration would strike and winning. Over $1 billion was wagered on Iran-related news, and Democrats are now calling this fundamentally corrupt and pointing out that Trump Jr.'s connection to both platforms create obvious conflict of interest. The White House response: the only special interest guiding the Trump administration's decision-making is the best interest of the American people. I don't know, bro. It looks like your interests are in other places. If you cared about the interests of the American people, we probably wouldn't be at war. Case number 3, the Mr. Beast editor. An editor that works for YouTube's biggest creator, Mr. Beast, has been suspended from the prediction markets platform Kalshi and reported to the federal regulators for insider trading. The editor had advanced knowledge of when Mr. Beast's videos would drop and made profitable trades based on that information. Kalshi caught it and suspended the account and reported it to the FTC. This is the first time a major platform has publicly revealed enforcement action against insider trading. Case 4, the political candidate trading on his own race. In May 2025, Kalshi imposed a financial penalty and suspension on a user who traded on his own political candidacy in violation of Kalshi rules. A politician was literally betting on whether he would win his own race. Kalshi caught him, fined him, suspended him. Those are the only ones that got caught. Kalshi says that in the past year, and it has opened 200 investigations on insider trading, 12 which are still going. So I know the government right now is working on something called the Bets Off Act, and this act is meant to regulate insider trading or ban it completely. I think it's banned it completely, but the Bets Act is supposed to stop insider trading. So let's check out a video on the Bets Act.
Would prohibit these prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket from offering markets to allow people to bet on government action and on markets where there is one individual that controls the outcome of the bet. These are fundamentally corrupt markets. They are rife with insider trading, and they offer incredibly perverse incentives.
Bro is not wrong. If you think about it, look at the Andrew Tate and Mr. Beast situation. Andrew Tate was literally betting on the amount of tweets that he was going to do himself, you know? So if you're an influencer or creator or one person that can, you know, have a betting market on there, I mean, why would you not?
Especially inside government, for government actors to push official decision-making towards their financial interests. I want to give you maybe the most stark example of why this legislation is necessary. Right before the U.S. attacks on Iran, there was a flurry of activity on Polymarket. In fact, the day before the strikes began, there was a series of very specific bets that were made. These bets guessed, put money down on the United States attacking Iran the following day. Now, this was not a frequent bet that was made on Polymarket. It was, in fact, a very exceptional day where there...
What, man? They just got lucky, you know? They just happened to bet that the next day I was just randomly strolling on Polymarket and I bet $50,000 just out of a whim. You know, I just kind of got, I just got the urge that tomorrow we're going to start a war with Iran. So I bet $50,000 and turned it into $100,000. Isn't that what we do just every day?
There were many bets made on this specific prediction that U.S. military action against Iran would occur the next day. Those bets paid off to the tune of over $100,000.
Sheesh! Hit for 100 bands, baby. That's it. America, baby. America.
At a minimum for each of the individuals who placed those bets. Most of those accounts were set up on the day that they made those bets. It seems pretty clear.
Bro, just because I made the account that I just randomly deposited a bunch of money into the same day that I made the account, and then I bet on something that only I would know that same day because of my dad's the president or I have a friend in the military, just because all of those things happen at the same time does not mean that I'm insider trading, bro. It just means that I got lucky.
Clear what happened. People inside the White House or very close to the White House with knowledge of the attack that was imminent cashed in. That is fundamentally corrupt, and it is frankly stunning.
Anyways, he goes on to talk about how bad it is that everyone in the government is insider trading. To be fair, Nancy Pelosi's been doing this shit for years. I wish I could do it so I wouldn't have to sit here and try to gamble on what's going on while they're trading and making millions without having to have any edge or whatsoever. Their edge is that they're right there causing it to happen in the first place. As a trader, it's pretty frustrating to see it happen, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, what are you gonna do? That's just the country that we live in. That's the game that we play. If you don't like it, run for president yourself so you can insider trade yourself, you know? But that's kind of the state of the prediction markets right now. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Are you guys using prediction markets? Do you guys think that they should be regulated or not? Leave a like, subscribe to the video, check out the description for some of the trading tools if you are in crypto or interested in any of the stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next video.